And I want to ask the overseers, what are you guys going to do if Zongil God the Mother, dies? You guys, maybe new members might not know because the new songs have been changed, the teachings have been changed. But older overseers, assistants, you guys know very clearly. Don't 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 gaslight your guys' selves. You know very clearly we were told we will send alive with Zongilja, Heavenly Mother. So she dies, and you're not ascended. Then what? Please think about what you've been doing. Think about the teachings they've already started to change within the new songs to cover this up. Because I saw Zongilja this year. She's getting very, very old. Maybe she does live, goes to heaven. So be it. I'm wrong. But let's just say she doesn't. She dies, you're not ascended. Then what? Are you going to continue to gaslight yourself? To live in a world of lies? Never look at actually the teaching? Continue to believe in them changing the truth books, changing the new songs to fit the narrative of the time? Guys, we need to wake up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Find the Alternative. I'm your host, Adam, 10-year former member of the World Mission Society Church of God in Salt Lake City. And based on popular demand, and as promised, we have Mitch's part 3. And if you haven't watched his part 1 or part 2, I highly recommend it. I'll put the links in the description so you can go check them out. Obviously, this is the kind of climax of everything of his journey outside of, or rather coming outside of the WMSCOG. And towards the end of the channel, obviously, I want to do some announcements too. We hit a milestone as a channel, so I just want to talk about that and talk about the future going forward. Also, Mitch has something he wants to announce as well. And so stay to the end of the video, and we're going to talk about that and announce that. It's going to be some good stuff. We have a lot of good things working in our favor, and I think God is really with us and is blessing us very much. And it's really awesome to, have a lot of good things happening. So, Mitch, for those who don't know, maybe just introduce yourself. Obviously, like I said, we'll have the part 1 and part 2 in the description, but introduce yourself and let's get into part 3, sir.
Yeah, how's it going, everybody? If you haven't seen any of the other videos, I recommend starting at part 1, then part 2, then this one. My name's Mitch Kuniko. I'm a former assistant overseer of the World Mission Society Church of God, and this is going to be a part 3. So up until now, I've explained how I joined the church, my time in the church, how I worked my way up into leadership, up to living in the church, becoming pastoral staff, going to Africa, getting sent to Korea because of doubts. And now it's all about the aftermath. I guess we can say, right? How I left, what happened after I left Korea. So if you don't know what happened when I got sent to Korea, please watch part 2. But I'm going to kick off from there. So I was sent back from Korea after many lies they told me, manipulations, deceitful tactics I feel like they used while I was in Korea, and it hurt me. So I knew I was going to be stepping down. So I can't fully remember if I kept I think I kept the Passover. I did keep the Passover this year, so I stepped down after the Passover. And I went to my overseers. Well, actually before I stepped down and went to my overseer, I want to say something. Just as you guys see my headphone in right now, right? You guys see it? My little mic, little earbud is what we call them, right? Our little
Yes, yes, we
earbuddies.
see that. Yes.
Yeah, so I have my little earbuddy in with me, hanging out with me. He's like my only comfort while I was in this cult. So I get back, and I'm just like, man, this ain't right. They lied to me in Korea. And again, I always want to do a shout out. Please, overseers, watch this. Assistants, members, please watch. I'm being honest, and I want to use Jesus Christ's name to let people know I am being honest in God's name, everything that happened. So I didn't step down. I came back from Korea. I'm at the church and I'm just hurting inside. Like this is just, I can't be dedicating 7 days a week anymore, all my income to a group that is lying to me. And the way I was hurt by my leader. So the only thing that was getting me by in this time when I was deciding how I'm going to step down was listening to former members' interviews. So up until this time, guys, it was very interesting because I used to always have my earbud in when I'm listening to even when I was listening to sermons when I still believed as pastoral staff or you know, truth, God's word, the words of World Messiah Church of God's God. I was listening to those. But as I told you in the previous video, I eventually started listening to people who spoke out, people's experiences, and then learning more about their false doctrine from people that are speaking out on YouTube. And I confirmed everything. They're not lying. It's true. So when I came back, that's all I was listening to. I was listening to my buddy Adam's channel right over there. Boom, right there. Shout out to Adam. Just hit 500 subs. Please like and follow, subscribe, become a member. God
Yes.
bless.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And I was listening to Adam. Sorry, not Adam. Egger, buddy Egger. Shout out to you. You just hit about 500 too. Shout out, subscribe to him. And I was also sorry,
Yes.
listening to Great Light Studios. I just want everybody, the more outreach there is, the better. So I'm going to shout you guys out. So I was listening to you guys. I was still calling ex-members. I was already talking in communication with Adam while I was in the church. And the only thing that was passing my time when I was doing construction or working on videos for the church, because at this time, my engineering job, it was a startup company. It failed. So what I did and what I was told, the church still didn't want to pay me. So instead, they're like, "Brother, get what's it called? Unemployment." So that's what happened. I got unemployment. Guess how much of that unemployment went to me, Adam?
None?
Zero. So they took my unemployment and
Wow.
I never wanted, guys, I'm not the kind of guy that's trying to ask from the government. I'm not trying to be political. I'm not really like Democrat or Republican, but I don't like taking from the I like to be self-sufficient. I don't like to take from the government. I don't like to have unemployment. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything. So if you guys do it, I don't disagree. That's fine. I didn't want to do it, but he's insisted I should get unemployment and then just do full time at the church. So that's what I was doing. I was barely getting paid any. I gave all my unemployment to the church.
The overseer's insisting it, or like head office is insisting it?
No, my overseer.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it was from head office or not, but that's what was happening. And I gave my unemployment to the church. So I still had no savings as barely, I'm not going to say I didn't have any, but I barely had any.
Because yeah, that's threshold.
As we talked in Quincy's former interview, when he left, he got like 3,500. I got nothing when I left. I don't, maybe
Dang.
because they were mad at me. I don't know. But anyways, I wasn't getting anything still given to the church. And I'm doing work at the church. I'm back from Korea and I'm listening to sermons and not sermons, uh, testimonies, should I say,
Other
of former
sermons, other
members.
types of sermons.
Yeah, 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 sure. So it was very strange because all the time before this, my overseer never said anything about me having, I would never put two earbuds in because I should still be aware. If someone's
Of course.
calling me or something, I should be aware. And I want everybody to know that's listening. Think how controlling this is, guys. When I had my headphone in, no members are at the church. It's just me and my overseer. I'm doing my own work. And I'm told by my overseer, even when I'm doing my own work, like out on the roof, fixing the roof, just like you guys did at Salt Lake, or fixing the stairs, or by myself even editing videos for the church's YouTube. My overseer said he came up to me and I was just like, wow, this is strange. And I want to explain this a little. He got a little upset at me. You know, he's been kind of nice to me since I've been back from Korea, but he kind of got upset at me because of the way I spoke to him. Because think about it, Adam, if you've been listening to stuff in your earbud for months and months and your overseer says nothing, and then all of a sudden you get back from Korea, he acts like he doesn't know why you were there, even though you know why he knew you were there, you know, because of your doubts. And then he randomly comes up to you and he's like, brother, I don't want you to have your headphones in anymore. He's like, if you're going to listen to anything, you need to listen to it on your speaker on your phone. So that's while
What?
I'm by myself. Like that's guys, that's so controlling. I'm not even with him. I'm on the roof working. He wants me to have my speaker on. Well, whatever I'm playing. While I'm down in the fellowship, wants me to have my speaker on. While I'm working on construction, anything. So I have no freedom. It's controlled. My environment has been totally controlled. He's like, no, I don't want you to have that in anymore for anything. If you're gonna listen to anything, it needs to be on your phone, speaker on.
So they
And I
probably
ask
knew
him,
you were listening to something, maybe like talking to people or something like that. Is
yeah,
that kind
he's
of the suspicion,
assuming,
maybe?
right? And this is what irritates me, guys. They're not straightforward with you. Eddie, you know why I went to Korea. You know why I went to Dallas. And the only reason you told me that is because you thought I was looking up slander, watching videos of, former members, which I was. But that's my right. But now you're trying to control me. You're trying to interfere with my privacy. So you know what I asked him when he told me this? I'm like, wow, this is kind of funny. Right after Korea, this is now he's asking me this. I ask him, Eddie, it's kind of strange that you're telling me this because I didn't see anything in like our manual of pastoral staff that says this is wrong. Secondly, Pastor Jacob walks around the church in his earbuds, one earbud in all the time working. Multiple pastoral staff are wearing earbuds. And this is where when members are in the church and they can do it. So I ask him, why can't I do it? They're doing it. He's like, brother, I told you. So you listen to me. Guys, this isn't the only thing. Man, you know, I was told I should wear a suit every single day. Eddie wore a
Dang.
suit every day. I had no freedom to wear any other clothing at all. And I refused it. I refused to wear a suit every single day because while other people were allowed to wear short sleeves, because I had a tattoo from the military, I couldn't wear short sleeves. So when it's 110 degrees in Oklahoma, Brother Mitch has to wear a what? Long sleeve shirt. And I was expected when I preached, I had to have slacks on all the time, dress shoes, nice business belt, had to be professional all the time. Eddie wore a suit all the time. And I always asked him, Eddie, why are you trying to force me to do this? Because our regional leader doesn't do this. I've seen him just wear regular, button up shirt, tucked in and stuff for preaching. Why do you try to keep forcing me? This is one thing I would never give
Comply
into
with.
because it was very annoying because even my regional leader, who was a pastor, the leader of my whole region, was more laxed than my own overseer, who was an elder, who wanted me to wear a suit every day, no matter what. He wanted me to be in a suit every day. And then, well, the original leader doesn't wear a suit every day, other than like educations and stuff. And then he's wearing headphones around the church and it's okay. No, Brother Mitch, you need to be like me. You should wear a suit every day. I want to obey this one. I don't think he liked it, but I want to obey that. And he got on me many times for not wearing a. Of course, if I'm preaching a sermon or I have a Bible study, I put on a suit.
Of course.
But he's wanting me to dress dapper 24/7. Even when I walk into the church for a morning meeting, I should be in a suit unless I'm doing construction. And guys, this is hard. It's just like, why am I doing it? He's like, I like suits. I'm like, that's great, Eddie.
Doesn't mean
But
you can enforce it on other people, though.
it's just like, you're forcing this on me. I don't like them. I'm hot. I got a tattoo. It's not a bad tattoo. Everybody comes to Christ at different times, right? I don't condone tattoos or anything anymore still as a Christian, but I got them before Christ. You know what I mean? And I shouldn't be judged for this. And you're telling me I have to have a long sleeve shirt no matter what. And it's so hot in Oklahoma. So this is happening, and then I come back, and then at the same time, he's telling me I can't wear my earbud anymore. So I kind of push back because I'm upset at this time, and I'm like, this is hypocrisy. In my head, I'm like, this is hypocrisy. I'm trying to subdue to your whims. I need to give in to your whims, what you want, Eddie. You're trying to become your own cult leader because my regional leader has headphones. My regional leader doesn't wear headphones every day. But apparently you're better than the regional leader. You want to oppress me more. I can't have any space. I can't listen to what I want to listen to. I can't wear what I want to wear, even if it's like respectable. I never wore disrespectful things. And it came to so much, and I questioned him on that. He kind of got mad. He got mad again. He's like you shouldn't question me. I'm like, but Ed, he's like, I go by the book. The book says, and I'm like, it says nothing about earbuds from what you showed me. But he knew. He knew I was listening to stuff at this point. But he kept lying to me, saying like, "Oh, you're so blessed. You get to go to Korea for education." And it irritated me because I'm like, "Why can't you just be honest? You know why I'm going to Korea. You know it's because of my doubts, and now you're trying to take it out on me because yeah, I came back. I still don't believe, and I'm listening to stuff in my earbuds, same earbuds actually that I'm wearing right now. And now I'm like, how do I plan my escape? How do I leave, right? And yeah, it took a little. It took after Pastor like maybe a week or two, maybe 3 weeks, and I eventually go to his office, and I'm like, Elder, no, I'm done. I'm stepping down from pastoral staff. I'm not going to be it. And different from Quincy, he didn't say, "Oh, you're going to be injecting heroin into you, or black tar, or your spiritual suicide." He's like, Okay." He was done with me. Let's just be honest. And so he's like, "Yeah, let me tell head office." I was like, "Yeah." So I'm like, this is the day I want to leave." I told him this is the day I want to leave. And I'm like, yeah. So he's like, "Well, you need to do a resignation from pastoral staff." And I'm like, resignation?
You're not getting
Guys,
paid.
this is kind of, Adam, when do you do a resignation letter? When do you do a resignation?
Typically, when I'm getting paid and I have a contract of payment and employment, and in that
Yeah,
contract, it has a termination clause.
guys, I'm not even getting paid by the church. I've never gotten paid by the church other than like refund for like maybe I bought some concrete at Home Depot on my card and they paid me back for it, but they never paid me. I gave everything to the church. I everything. And he's like, resignation there. I was like, okay. I'm like, I wasn't paid. I told him that I was never paid. Why do I need to do this resignation? He's like, just formality. And I was like, cool. Well, I'll go home and I'll write my own resignation letter to say why I'm leaving. I'll send it to you. He's like, no, no, we have our own copy of the resignation letter we want you to sign. I'm like, Eddie, that's kind of weird. Like you guys never paid me at all.
Like you were never an employee of head
I was
office. Like
never an employee of the WMSCOG Church of God. Most over assistants they're paid. They didn't pay me or Quincy. They paid me zero, guys. I gave thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to the church, but guess what? All they did was abuse me, treat me poorly, control me, take my money, and just tell me to believe. This is my whole life of faith when I became an assistant. And they can't deny it. It's true. They don't have record of it. I have my bank statements. I know where my money went. And I have my resignation letter. And it's your guys' fault because apparently you guys shouldn't have sent this to me. But I don't care. I'm sharing it. So I go into Eddie's office and my overseer said, here's a resignation letter, sign it. Let me read a part of it to you.
Okay.
And this is why I didn't sign it right away. It says, I hereby tender my and this is not my wording. They have pre-worded words in this resignation letter, and then they want me to sign. I hereby tender my resignation from the pastoral staff of the World Mission Society Church of God. And I never said for personal reasons, it said for personal reasons stated above. Here's where it gets into legal.
Wait, did
Um,
they? So they created the reason, not you?
so I say reason for resignation, but then they have like some legal wording right below it.
Okay.
And this is why, because they don't want you to write your own resignation letter, because they want to hold it. If they can use this against you in some way later, they will. So they say, I hereby tender my resignation from pastoral staff of the World Messiah Church of God for personal reasons stated above. And again, this is everything they wrote. Even after, here's the legal part where I was like, oh my gosh, this is why they want me to sign it. This is why they don't want my own resignation. It says, even after my resignation, I will assume full responsibilities for any problems that may occur because of the faults or mistakes that I made during my pastoral ministry. And I will follow the decision of the personnel committee of the head office as for the resignation date and title adjustment. This is what they say. And so anybody wants to see it, let's put it on camera. So you guys might have to like flip it around if you guys really care that much about it, but there it
That is
is.
bonkers.
So I told Eddie,
I mean, that's so like
I'm like, Eddie, why
generalized.
can't I was like, Eddie, I was never paid. Why are you guys, why is there legal words in here? And I'm like, I'm not signing this right now. Let me think about it. So I left and I went to the admin computer, and thankfully, Quansanim Ellen, the only probably good thing she did. I mean, she did host me pretty well in Korea, but it doesn't make up for the lying and the deception. And I asked her, let's go to the text. She sent it to me. So this is what I asked her. And I think this is because they're trying to cover their backs because it really does have like legal wording in it. So here's what we got here.
I mean, it sounds legal to me.
I mean, yeah, we can hold you accountable for anything you did before or after during
And
your
it's like
pastoral staff
ever,
ministry.
right?
Very broad, right?
We
Very
can hold you
broad.
for anything ever. That's basically the wording.
Yeah. So I told Eddie, I was like, I think I need legal consultation before this. And he was kind of like taken back, like, why? They don't think like, why would a member ever ask that? But I'm out of this place at this point. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get legal consultation. Um, so here's what I said. So she ended up emailing this to me, thankfully. So here's what I said to her. God bless you, Quanson Melon. I finished reading the formatted resignation letter that was sent to me. First and foremost, I'm just not trying to freak him out. I want to thank Father and Mother for the opportunity to serve as part of the pastoral staff at the World Messiah Church of God. I'm sincerely grateful for the experience. I've had the growth I've received and the growth I received during this time. I will continue faithfully as a member even after my departure, which I did for a while, right? Until I left for reasons. As I prepare to step down from my role, I've taken some time to carefully review the resignation letter that was provided to me. Out of a desire to proceed respectfully and transparently, I like to express a few concerns regarding some of the wording in the letter. Specifically, first, the sentence stating that I will assume full responsibility for any problems that may occur because of the faults or mistakes during my time as pastoral staff feel very broad and open-ended. Since I have served as an unpaid pastoral staff, I am not legally bound to sign. I am concerned that this could be interpreted in a way that places infinite responsibility on me for matters outside of my control, even after my resignation. Second, the phrase about following the decision of the personnel committee as for the resignation date and title adjustment gives the impression that I would be surrendering my ability to determine when and how I step down. I spoke to Elder Eddie, and we decided already when it would be best for me to leave, and we agreed on Thursday. Lastly, under U.S. law, I am not obligated to sign any resignation letter or assume legal responsibilities unless I am under a formal employment contract that I am paid for, which I am not. I am open to signing a resignation letter if the wording is adjusted to remove these concerns. Alternatively, I would be happy to write and submit my own resignation letter. If these parts cannot be changed, and if needed, I can also have the current version reviewed by a legal professional to make sure it's appropriate for me to sign based on my circumstances. The choice is up to the church. Please know that I share this for my own protection, and I'm very careful about what I sign, and to express my sincere desire to ensure that the process is handled in a way that is clear, fair, considerate of both church and myself. Thank you again for your understanding. So at this time, I get legal consultation on this, and I'll explain later, but here's what she says. She says, God, and this is probably just them backing themselves up, but she says, God bless you, brother. The resignation letter from the General Assembly is not, here's the word, is not intended to have any legal effect. It's not intended to have any legal effect, but simply to confirm whether the decision to you stepping down is of your own will. Sometimes people resign due to pressure from others. So this is just to clarify that it is your voluntary decision. There is nothing else to be concerned about, so please just sign it. As for the resignation date, you may proceed with the date you have personally chosen. Thank you. And
That's
here's where I'll
weird
get into
because
other stuff, but go ahead.
that's weird because none of what she said is implied at all by what's actually written on the form.
Exactly.
Jeez. And
And so,
intended is open-ended, right?
yeah,
It's not
so
intended, but it could be. Like that's
yeah,
the
and here's
meaning
where
of
I tell the
intended.
church something. We're Messiah Church of God. My intent is never to sue you. I don't want to sue you. I'm just trying to back myself up because you guys have already sued Michelle Cologne and many others. So when I left, I just try to get legal protection in case you guys try to sue me. So I took my receipts. I kept my notes. I have the right to keep a resignation letter, even though you guys try to make it to where I can't have this. Guys, that's ridiculous. Who can't have a resignation letter that you made me sign? So here's where it goes. So she says it's not legally intended. So I call my lawyer, a legal representative to get counsel. And well, he's like, first off, Mitch, this is concerning. He's like, it's kind of interesting that how you were never paid by the church and they won't even let you sign your own resignation, like make your own resignation letter. They have a pre-formatted one, and there's legal jargon in here. And he told me I will assume full responsibility. He's like, this is crazy. But he's like, do you have any text or anything that says otherwise? So I take this text and I screenshot it and I share it with them. She says it's not to have any legal intent. So he said, what you're going to do here, Mitch, is you're going to sign it because you were never paid, so this will flop in court if they ever take you there. And he said, right on the bottom where I signed it, so you'll see where I signed it, it says, signed with the understanding this letter has no legal effect, as confirmed in a written message dated 04/23/2025, which very text message that Quantum email and sent me. So this is disturbing, guys. You know, you're making people sign a resignation letter that might have some legal backing to it, even though somebody wasn't paid. This is ridiculous, guys. What are you trying to hide? Ah, why are you trying to legally bind people up? And this is where I'm so sad because there's been so many leaders, pastoral staff, assistants, overseers that have left this church and they don't speak out because this church tries to do stuff to them to try to legally bind them. But guys, you're fine. I mean they've lost so many court cases. Um, all the nullified NDAs they made people sign in the East Coast, and the lawsuits against Michelle Cologne. Guys, come on, this is a joke. And this is what you make people do. It's just, and they want to know why I'm leaving. They want to know my expected residency after I leave, my housing condition, my cell phone, living and job plans after I leave. And guys, I'm just asking you, why was it that my buddy Quincy was paid $3,500 when he left? Like, I want to know this because you guys are so like about wording and legal stuff. Why was he given $3,500? But you guys sucked me dry of my money with my engineering job, like dry, even though I was openly giving already a lot. But you guys just leave me to hang. Like I had to
Maybe
drive to a whole other state, start over. I had to live with my parents for a while to start back up. You guys took everything from me.
maybe it was the overseer that paid out of his pocket.
Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe he
I don't
felt
know.
bad about Quincy.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't have an explanation on that end. So that's done with this part. I resigned. So what happened next, right? So I get up, I leave Thursday. We spent 2 days packing, got in my car, drove back to Colorado. 12 hours. They never paid us. I moved in with my parents. Think about it, guys. 20, I think at that time, yeah, when I left was this year, 27 years old. Made a great income at a good job. Made good money in the military. Left this church with nothing. Had a little in my bank, but barely any, nothing to get like you going. You know what I mean? Not enough. They sucked me dry. Think about 27-year-old guy after moving back with my parents. Thankfully, because of prior experience in my education, I never explained about how I went to OU, like University of Oklahoma. Well, I was in I was in the church too, but yeah, went to college. I'm glad I was able to do some things, and when I left, I was kind of like just left hanging dry by the church. They just sucked me of everything, lied to me, deceived me, and then they're like, "Here you go." They shoo me away, and then try to hold me legally accountable for things. This is a joke, guys. What kind of church is this? It's a joke. So I get back. I move in with my parents. We live about 2 hours from the church in Denver, Colorado. I'm not even going to tell them where I live. They probably already know anyway, so it doesn't matter. I live about 2 hours from the church in Denver, and I live near on a ski area. I moved back in with my parents for a while to get back on my feet. Started my company. Company started doing really well, thankfully. So they tell a lot of people when they leave they're going to be no lives and they can't do anything. That's not true. Even though they took everything from me, I got back on my feet. I have a stable job, stable career, my own business. So I'm happy now. It's a drone business, flying drones for inspections.
And we all had a
And
birthday party for you.
you guys did, yeah.
Should I
Yeah,
post a
November.
picture of it?
Yeah, post it, dude.
Throw it on the
November,
screen real
November
quick.
16th. I'm really close friends with Adam and Evelyn, and I want the church to know this. I'm so close with Utah. They're amazing. Yeah, I'm so glad they held outreach at your guys' church, and I'm a little upset that even when other people leave other churches, they would still be fine with someone going to giving blood. If they had a blood drive, but you guys are so scared of ex-members, you wouldn't even let them give blood and help people. This is a joke. Uh, Evelyn, she's probably fine allowing me to mention her name here, and
Yeah, she's fine.
I'm so close to with all you guys. Eric, we've met each other multiple times already. I take my trips. It's only a 7.5 hour drive to Utah. Love it. Adam, Quincy, Eric, Brandon, these guys are really close friends to mine, and I spend a lot of time helping them and them helping me, and us doing what we can to spread the true gospel of Jesus Christ around the world.
Can I
So
can I piggyback on that for just a second, Mitch?
yeah, go ahead.
I know we're gonna get into your story a little bit more, but I think what you brought up is something that is overlooked, but is extremely crucial in these types of matters. Because, you said 27 years old, you leave, you have nothing. And this
Yep.
is why I tell people over and over and over
I'm not
again.
gonna say I have absolutely nothing. I did
Well,
have a little, but it's not enough to get on your feet. It's
right.
not
But
enough.
I'm saying, like, as far as what a 27-year-old married person should have,
Exactly.
comparatively, it's nothing. Right. So I know I get a lot of flack for this, but I always try to bring this up because I think this is super important because I always have a soft spot for overseers and leaders, and I know that kind of comes with some controversy to it, but let me just explain again why. Because think of how Mitch felt at 27, right? He left the church with nothing, had nowhere to go except his parents' house, right? And even as a 27-year-old, I can see how that might be a little humiliating. Your friends that you grew up with are well off into their careers or their school or whatever the case is, and you leave an organization that you've devoted far more time and effort to this
Yeah.
place than they have, even in their schooling or career or whatever, and you leave with nothing. The reason why I have a soft spot for the overseers like Eddie, Casey, George, like all these people. I mean, I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? I
Yeah.
always like to
Agreed.
say they're in there somewhere. They're just covered at the moment, right? They're buried in there somewhere. But anyway, the point is they're going to be 50, 60, 70 years old, right? Still doing the same thing. And then they might come to the conclusion like, I've done nothing my whole life. I've done nothing. I've devoted my life to this church and I have nothing now. And I'm 70 years old. I'm 80 years old. I have nothing. Like, is there a retirement pension? Is there a retirement plan? Is there a 401k? Is there anything that they can? I don't think so. I don't think there is. I don't think there's any
Yeah.
retirement for these overseers. And at the end of the day, they're going to be 80 years old and have nothing. Their family's going to be
Yeah.
gone. They have no one to rely on. I mean, they could do Social Security maybe, but when you haven't done anything, Social Security is not going to not going to cut it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I know this is going to happen to you. I know this is going to
Yeah.
happen to you. You might think I'm just projecting and not knowing and just being deceived or whatever, but I'm doing this because I love you guys. I don't
Yeah.
hate Eddie. I don't hate Casey. I don't hate George. I don't hate any of the past. I don't hate any of them. I mean, because again, I don't know what they know. I don't know their intent. I don't know who they are personally, but I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And the reason I bring this up is because I'm doing this for you guys. I don't hate you. You might hate me. That's fine. But I don't hate you. I
Same.
hate what you're doing. I cannot stand what you're doing. And guys, like, this place, in my opinion, operates like the freaking mob. Like, this is like mafia
Yeah.
type stuff, mafia type tactics.
Just
Like,
taking money from people and
this is
hurting people and
this is
pushing them way too far.
yeah, this is ridiculous. And my earnest request is, if there's any assistant overseers, I don't care. If you need a way out, we can help.
Will help.
We can help in any way we can. Like,
Yeah.
my home is open, right? Of course, I want to do some vetting
Yeah.
first because I don't trust people. I'll do some vetting, vetting to make sure you're serious, right? I mean, you know, I didn't, I don't open my home to just willy nilly, but I'm going to do some vetting. But still, at the same time, all over the country, people are willing to help you. There is a army of us that are on the outside everywhere, all over the country that are willing to help you. People are not
Mhm.
evil. There's really, really good people out there, ex members, non ex members, doesn't matter, that will help you. They'll help you get on your feet. They'll
Yeah.
help you escape this place. They'll help you get a job. They'll help you find a place to stay or even open their home to you for you to get back onto your feet. My earnest request is for the leaders too, who are going to wake up 70, 80 years old and have nothing. No family left,
Yeah.
no retirement, nothing to show for their life. Nothing.
Yeah.
And that is why I do what I do. And that is why I take all the hate I take from all the leaders. Because
Yeah.
I know deep down inside every leader, there's that small voice that says, what I'm doing is not right. I wouldn't normally do this. I wouldn't normally think this way or put somebody through this. And maybe that still small voice is like really buried, but I want to challenge you, overseers and assistant overseers, listen to it. It's not a whisper of Satan. It's because I know you have the verse, God's thoughts aren't my thoughts, right? But would God ever operate like this? Like, listen to all the videos, look at all the tactics, look at how they operate behind closed doors, look at what they make members go through, look at what happens to members when they leave, look at what happens when members speak out.
Yeah.
Do you really believe that the true church, God's true church, operates in such a manner? I'm telling you,
Yeah.
just
And I'll
please
bring
listen
something
to
up.
it.
Yeah, I'm thankful you said that, Adam, because I know Eddie and MI went pretty hard on you. Um, and I mentioned again, I think you're great with members, but the way I was treated, it's either the way head office told you to treat me, or the way that you were just treating me. And am I hurt by it? 100%. Because when I'm being told by certain leaders, such as yourselves, you don't like me, that you kind of hate me, and you're treating me so poorly, and I'm just getting like abused like this, and you think it's okay, and it's making me think, was this a church or was this you? And it really hurt me. But even though this hurt me, and I hope you guys can realize how much this hurt me, because guys, I'm living in a shack. I mean, I'm not making any money. You guys are holding me back to and leading many things, and I just feel like I was being belittled, many times. And I'm hoping, and I believe it's because of the church. And man, I forgive you guys. You know what I mean? I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, but just because I forgive you guys doesn't mean I'm not gonna expose what's going on. Um, what you guys did was wrong. How I was treated was wrong. But I don't want to hold you guys accountable. I want to hold the organization accountable, because maybe you guys were taught like that. Maybe you were told to treat me like that. Maybe you were told by head office to blackmail me. Maybe you were told by head office to treat me so poorly, to take all my money. Maybe that was the case. And if you guys leave, and I want to mention it again in this video, if Eddie, Emma, I can't really say it to many other overseers because I wasn't really under them, other than like Jason. Elder Jason was good. He was good to me. Pastor Jason now. Justin was kind of mean to me. I could already tell it was coming because I was about to become pastoral staff. He was pretty mean to me. So I started to realize, I think this is just a culture of this church and their teachings. But if you guys leave, I'll let go of all of it. I honestly, I'm like, if I ever found out you guys left, you're like, Mitch, I'm sorry. I'll be like, for what? Just like you said, Adam, because we're all victims. And I want to ask the overseers, what are you guys going to do if Zongil Ja, God the Mother, dies? You guys, maybe new members might not know, because the new songs have been changed, the teachings have been changed. But older overseers, assistants, you guys know very clearly. Don't 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 gaslight your guys' selves. You know very clearly, we were told we will send alive with Zongilja, Heavenly Mother. So if she dies and you're not ascended, then what? Please think about what you've been doing. Think about the teachings they've already started to change within the new songs to cover this up, because I saw Zongilja this year. She's getting very, very old. Maybe she does live, goes to heaven. So be it. I'm wrong. But let's just say she doesn't. She dies, you're not ascended. Then what? Are you going to continue to gaslight yourself, to live in a world of lies, never look at actually the teaching, continue to believe in them changing the truth books, changing the new songs to fit the narrative of the time? Guys, we need to wake up. And yeah, if anybody leaves, I'm hoping this year to start a foundation, and hopefully we can help people, when they leave, even financially when they leave, because many people are drained, especially leadership. It's more for leadership. Like if leadership leave, I know you guys leave with nothing. I know it because I left with nothing. I know you guys don't leave with barely anything, and I want to help people like this, Eddie, Emma, people like this. And you probably think I'm crazy now, but hopefully you look on this video later and you're like, wow, thanks. Thanks. You were hard on us, but it's not because you didn't love us. Because I do love Eddie and Emma. I'm hard on them because they're leaders, they're ambassadors, and what they say reflects the church. So I need to hit back on them to wake them up to realize how the church is teaching. And this is kind of where I wanted to go into my next part, with my story. If you're ready. If you're ready.
I'm
You ready,
ready.
Adam?
Let me get a
All
sip.
right. So, me too.
That was actually a lot louder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways, it's fine. We
I'm
can
leaving
keep
this
that
in.
in. It was great. It
I'm
was great.
leaving.
Great. It shows people we're real. We drink
Yeah,
water, guys. We're real people.
we slurp.
We're real, guys. We're real
We're
people.
the
I
realest of
promise.
guys. I've never met
We're the
such a real
realest of
guy like
people. I
Mitch.
promise. We're made
He's the
in God's
realest I've
image.
ever seen.
We're real. We were really, really, real in a cult.
The greatest
Really.
cult. The greatest cult I've ever been a part of.
No,
And I've
no,
been a
the
part of
worst
many
cult.
cults.
Well,
The greatest
it's not
cult.
the worst cult. Actually, I've been in worse. One of them's called. One of them's called Eastern Lightning. But that doesn't have any excuse. This cult is bad. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
Some comic
yeah, let's
relief.
get into my next part. So I moved back to Colorado, started my own company. It's doing good. I'm fine. Living with my parents a while, and during the time I'm staying with my parents, I just got to a point of keeping home worship. Just to make the wife happy, dude. Honestly, because I do care for my wife, and I do respect her religion and stuff. If she wants to believe this, go ahead. But it's just like, don't hinder me, I won't hinder you. Same with these videos, right? You don't have to watch them. Go, I'll still take you to church, do your tithe. It's not my choice, but I have the right. Don't hinder me from speaking out. Don't hinder and try to interfere with my marriage. And this is where it gets into interfering with marriage with this church. And I got 3 examples of it very clearly for everybody. First example, it's a slow burn out of the church when you're pastoral staff. At least for me. It wasn't like, even though I didn't believe at all, it wasn't just like leaving pastoral staff and then like leaving the church entirely, because I cared for my wife. So I left the church. I moved back to Colorado. We're keeping home worship for a while because we're so far away from the church. And man, it got to the point I'm just like, I can't deal with this. My Saturdays, I was listening to Kim Do Joel's sermon while I'm in Colorado, and eventually I'm like, man, how can I believe this guy? He's lied. The doctrine's not true. They've manipulated their history, and even their head office couldn't teach me. And I dealt with this for months, guys, when I came back. Months. And it just got to the point I couldn't take it. I couldn't take keeping a Sabbath day listening to lies. So I told my wife, I said, I'm no longer tithing. I'm no longer going to the church. But for your sake, I'm going to, well, actually, for my sake, let's be honest. For my sake, I'm going to text the head office, which is Quansinia Mellon, and I'm going to tell her, you guys lied to me in Korea. These were the lies you told me. And for this reason, I will no longer give tithe or keep worship until these questions are answered. And she texts me after I tell her this. She texts me, God bless you. I wonder your intentions about that.
What?
Just want to know the answer or you have another plan. I'll reach out to you next week. Thank you. Anyways, I feel
Such an odd
sorry
response.
to make you confused. So I told him my questions about this book of Unsung Kongs, right? Because he lied to me about the Bible, the baptized in 1948 Naksan Incheon. There's a lot of problems with that. Please watch part 2 if you don't understand what I'm talking about. She didn't text me back after a week. So I said, no, let me see. No, I think I texted her that day. So here's what I said. This I kind of gave it like a little shot too. I said, my plans for now is to step away from the church. Though I still hope to return in the future, my heart feels heavy. While I was in Korea, I felt I was tricked. I was treated as a joke, and that has been difficult for me to accept. I'm not only because I told him about I'm a business owner. I'm not like a dumb guy, and I analyze things carefully. That is why it pains me deeply to say I was lied to regarding Father's Bible that I mentioned before. He accidentally grabbed Mother's Bible from the glass case when there were only 3 Bibles present. After she said it was Mother's Bible, the photocopy she showed out bore Father's stamped seal, but the Bible in the glass case did not have that seal. This is inconsistency has left me unsettled. On top of this, while I was in Korea, Mother herself, this was really funny actually, because think about it, guys. Here's the next part. What does it mean to be a deacon, Adam, in the church? What does it mean? Like, there's qualifications, right?
I would hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. But guess what? We have deacons and missionaries at my church. One of them committed sexual immorality against his wife, cheated on her, continued to stay a deacon. We had deacons at our church not going to worship. Not they were always went to worship, but they wouldn't come to preaching barely. Maybe one preaching meeting a week. Wouldn't do construction. So they're maybe preaching once a week, coming to worships. That's it. And I'm like, man, it's kind of funny when I read the Bible and what it means to be a deacon, and it says faithful to your wife, carrying out the gospel work, faithful in Jesus Christ. And I'm looking, and this isn't to say I should be a deacon, guys, because really, it's not about that. And I'm like, well, it's kind of interesting, there's this, and I'm not saying all of them didn't live up to it. Many of them did. I believe some of them were living up to the biblical standards. But then I'm like, wow, a lot of them aren't, but they remain their title. Yet I'm being coerced out of all my money. I'm living at the church. I've given my entire life to the church, but I'm just this brother. And like, it's weird when you're in this position as assistant because position wise, you're above the deacons, but title wise, you're below them. So it makes it so difficult to
Probably
work,
awkward
Adam, because
too.
I'm like, I I'm like, I'm in this position where I'm supposed to tell them, but then I can't because I'm a brother. And I'm giving everything. They're not giving everything to the church. They still have their families and stuff, but I'm giving everything. I've given my whole life to this church. But I'm just like, I guess they want me as a brother. And I found out, guys, you're told it's mother that chooses who receives title. No, it's the overseer. I have evidence of this. I have evidence of it. So it's your
Really?
overseer. Yeah, it's the overseer. He's the one that confirms who he thinks is worthy to receive titles. And obviously, because I wasn't favored by my overseer wife, I could never receive, go ahead, such a title.
I heard one time, actually, when I got back from it was Chicago Short Term 2021, there was this like really long fragrance thing that we did over all WCA, like which is like Denver and all these other places.
Yeah,
I remember there was a few of people that went on that short term that like became deacon and deaconesses. Like it was weird. It was like everyone did a fragrance. There was one person did a fragrance after they became a deaconess. Another person did a fragrance, became a deacon. Like it was like that for like 4 or 5 fragrances. It was kind of crazy.
it's just weird.
But then I remember specifically Pastor George said, "Mother has allowed you to be mother has allowed you to be deacon. Mother has allowed you to be
Yeah,
deaconess."
yeah, and I'll share a failed prophecy with you guys as well here in a second from Korea, so it'll be kind
So
of
is it
funny.
really not mother then? Because that's what I heard.
It isn't. And no, there's no way because here's what's up. Um, I'm not going to say the name because I'm not about exposing members. I don't think members. It's not about the members, guys. So I'll just mention there was a member, and it was under my former overseer, not Elder Eddie, but the former one. She was out partying, didn't keep all the worships. She never preached she didn't preach every day. She barely actually preached. She barely came. The overseer changed to Elder Justin. It changed to Elder Justin. Sorry, I'm thinking former. So she didn't come for a long time, and it's just weird, guys. And I'm not trying to be like boastful. It's not even about that. It's just when you're at the church every single day, and you're the one that's there every day, you know who's at the church. I'm sorry, you know who's working, you know who's not because you're there every day. And when I first came to Oklahoma, there's this sister, and she's faithful now. I'm not doubting her now. She's amazing. She deserves her title now. But it's very weird when you have somebody that's working very diligently. Not just me. I've met other members that were working very diligently for years, and this person wasn't. Overseer change. She wasn't even coming to preach meetings. She would miss services. Overseer changed. She started to be very, very faithful. So the overseers never saw how she was before, but because how they saw her now, and she was like always in the overseer office, and then she ended up receiving the title deacon within 1 year. This is like a person that wasn't as faithful. 1 year it took them, but there were so many brother deacons and sisters, no, sorry, brothers and sisters that was so faithful, preaching every day, leading house churches. Just they remain brother and sister. And like even me, I was working really hard and I was like, that's kind of weird how that works. And then when I started to realize they started slowing down on titles. They used to give titles out like candy when you were new, like when the church first started, because they needed to grow. But now they're very scared, I feel, of higher up leaders leaving the church and speaking out. So they're very, very careful on titles. And I think because, think about it, it's just weird, Adam. Think about it being pastoral staff as a brother, but your group leaders are a higher title than you, but you're a higher position than them. It's
Yeah.
so weird, dude, because you're working so much harder than them. You're dedicating your time. You're supposed to be a better Bible teacher. You're supposed to be working full time, arrange marriages, all this
At
crazy
least make
stuff.
the title equal.
It's just weird. Like, it's just a weird power dynamic just because how it doesn't make sense. How can you be a higher position than somebody, but not a higher title? So I'm supposed to tell you what to do, but you're a higher title than me? And then I get rebuked because like I go to short terms in Arkansas and I have a deacon who title wise is over me running things and I want to respect him. And then because I respect him, if you see part two, you'll understand it, or part one, you'll understand what happened to me in Arkansas and how I got written up on Eddie's list of like problems, right? And it's just like, dude, I'm just trying to listen to the deacon. Yeah, I'm an assistant, but I'm not, I'm not his position. I have a higher title, I have a higher position, sorry, but I don't have a higher, sorry, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I have a higher position, but he has a higher title. So yes, I'm above him, but it's weird because title-wise, he's above me. So who am I going to listen to? Deacon so-and-so or Brother Mitch? I'm
Yeah.
going to listen to the deacon. And this is a weird thing. How are you guys letting like people become assistants as brothers when they're put in a higher position than all the deacons and missionaries that have been given that title in the church. And then how are they supposed to carry out their role when they're still supposed to respect that title? It doesn't make sense. Even in the business world, this doesn't make sense. And when I look in the Bible and what it means and the requirements to be in this position, I'm not saying all of them didn't, but many of them didn't carry out the roles. I'm not trying to be boastful. It's just I knew biblically I was trying to do the best I can. I gave everything to the church. I'm living at the church. I'm preaching every day. I am living up to the standard. Um, but there were some that were falling short of it. So it was just, I'm sorry, it's kind of weird, Adam, when you live at the church and you're like there working every single day, like really hard Bible studies every day, and then everyone just is calling you brother. But then like you know what you've been doing, because you live there. You're working every day, you're giving all your money. But it's just like, man, I don't know, like, what does it mean to be a deacon in this church? Like, really?
Yeah,
Because deacons can come only for worship? Because I've seen it many times. Deacons are only coming for the worship
I've seen
service,
it too, dude.
not even
Honestly,
preaching. But I'm busting my butt doing construction. I'm paying for all the material. I'm giving you guys all my money. I'm living
I have a,
there,
I have a question,
preaching.
Mitch.
You go ahead.
Do you think that the do you think that the titles in the church could be, let's say, like maybe like a defensive mechanism, or maybe like a
I think it is.
because I've seen,
Though
like, for instance,
those who they don't like, they don't give it to.
well, not even
Those who
that really.
who
I
are
think it's
about
more
to
of a
fall away,
retention. I think it's more of
there's
a
concern
retention
they might
measure.
fall away. They give them position.
That's what I was gonna say. It's more. I feel like, and this is my suspicion. I can't confirm this. Obviously, this is my opinion. This is a
Yeah,
suspicion
and
I
it's in my
have
opinion too, but
because
I've seen
I
it.
remember,
This is
for
my what I've
instance,
seen.
Brennan and V. They did an interview on my channel,
Yeah,
which, and then obviously Deacon Eric, who did the interview, was like their branch, right? So he brought
yeah,
them into the church. And I remember around the time Brennan and V fell away, right? They stopped coming. I remember shortly after that time, or at least around that time. I remember it was definitely after. I remember how much after, obviously, but I remember they became, like, Eric and Ivana became deacon and deaconess. It
yeah,
was like really out of the blue. Everyone was just like, "What? Like, how does that happen?" Like, it was really unexpected because, again, their best fruit, who used to be a branch church manager, left,
yeah.
right? And then
I've
shortly
seen it.
after, they became
I've
deacon.
seen it multiple times.
And there was a
I've.
there was a
Go
couple
ahead.
too that obviously the husband left, got divorced, and left the church, right? And then that person became, the wife became
Missionary.
missionary,
Yeah,
right? So I've seen that before too.
I've
So
seen it even
it's
with
interesting.
a person from San Diego we know who was a missionary. When he left, he made his wife. The church made his wife a missionary.
So it's weird,
I
right? Like,
just,
there's a weird
it's
coincidence
just.
around
I'm
it.
sorry, Adam. I don't think this is from God. I don't think these are titles are from God like they tell us. I think it's straight up bullcrap, actually. I'll put it right there. It is bullcrap. I'm totally fine saying it, Adam. I don't care what the church says. It's bullcrap because
Weren't you supposed to be
there's
a
a brother
deacon?
I know, and I'll say his name because it doesn't matter. I'm not going to share his last name. There's a brother. His name was Brother Chris. Man, this brother was a house church leader. This brother went preaching every single day. This brother knew the Bible. He's still Brother Chris. Dude, he's so good. He deserves to be, but they're making people that weren't faithful. And in 1 year, overseer changes. They don't know how they acted before. Within 1 year, they become a deaconess. So messed up. This is wrong. And so this is what happened in Korea with me. On top of this, while I was in Korea, here's what's funny. While I was in Korea, Mother herself told me probably because I'm falling away, right? I'm there for doubts. Mother said I was to become a deacon. Yet that never came to fruition either, and I cannot help but feel I was deceived. All of the things together have weighed on me, and that is why I must step back down. God herself told me, brother, you're about to become a deacon. Never happened. God told me, guys. God. God, G, capital G-O-D, said, "You're gonna become a deacon." No, it doesn't matter. And guys, this is just what's so weird. I'm I don't guys, I don't like to bring up because honestly, I don't care if somebody's a missionary. I don't care if someone's a deacon. I always said I'm fine going to heaven as a brother. But guys, when you become leadership position, you see messed up stuff and you see people that and it's not even I hate to use the word, but like you know how hard you work. When you're living at the church, working at the church every day and giving all of your money, and then you're just and you know because you read the Bible multiple times what it means to be a deacon in the Bible. And to me, it's just like, this is a joke. People I see in the church are living up to this standard. Not just me, people, there's other people in the church. I'm like, they deserve to be a deacon. And there's other people that have these titles that are not living up to it. And this made me so mad at them because I'm like, I feel like I was lied to. How can I be working this hard, giving all my like I'm giving everything I have, Adam, more than you could imagine to this church. I live there. I'm giving all my money. I'm preaching every single day. Bible studies. I'm editing all their videos. I'm waking up at 7. I'm going to bed at midnight or 1 in the morning every single day. But no, you are brother Mitch. We will treat you terribly. We will say we hate you. We will do terrible and rude things to you. And that's how I felt. Like I was just being so mistreated for all the hard work I was doing for this group. To just be treated like I don't know how else to put it, Adam, other than I feel like I was a slave. Like,
If
hey,
I
this guy works hard, he'll just do everything, so let's just use him. Let's move him in, but let's make him give all of his money to us. And then while he gives all of his money, let's work him to death. But while we're working him like all this way, let's just also curse him. Let's say we don't like him. Let's treat him meanly, rudely, disrespectfully. Let's blackmail him. And then at the same time, let's just never give him any type of, even though he's in a high position, never give him a title. Just abuse him. This hurt, Adam. It really hurts. If I wish everybody knew. And I say this sincerely out of my heart. I really wish everybody had a camera and knew how much I did in this church from the very beginning days since I was baptized until the day I left this church. You guys would be shocked. You guys would be like, wow, Mitch was in the church every single day. He never cursed, never drank, only spoke positively. He preached every day, did construction. When members weren't there, he was there. Whether he got no sleep or whether he barely got any sleep, he was there every single day. But even though Mitch did all this, we're not going to pay him. We're going to take his money. We're going to be mean to him. We're going to make him feel less than anything. We're going to lie to him, deceive him. And then at that same time, we're just going to keep him as a brother. This is how I feel.
if I can interject for a second. So 2 points I want to make. First point is if I was pretending to be God, let's say, and I was in, let's say, mother's shoes, if you will. I mean, even me knowing you barely, because I mean, obviously we talked on and off while you were in the organization, both as
Yeah,
pastoral staff, not pastoral staff, but still in, and then etc. And I could even see the writing was on the wall, but at the same time, I wanted you to make your own decision. I didn't.
yeah,
If you asked me something, I would answer it and say, "This is my opinion. This is how I feel." But I'd always say, "Do your own research, etc." Right? And even I could tell the writing on the wall was just, this brother is hurt. This brother, his time is limited, and the writing's on the wall. So if I was an all knowing, omnipotent God, what I would have seen in Korea was this brother's about to leave, right? Like this brother's about to leave.
Yeah,
And
I didn't hold
honestly,
back anything in Korea. I was so honest with them about my
yeah.
doubts because I
And
was really trying to keep my faith because I'm like, how can you guys work me this hard, take all my money, lie to me? I'm like, hopefully this is true. And it wasn't, guys. It
yeah.
wasn't.
And
It
my point being
wasn't.
is, if mother would have said, "Oh, Mitch, you're gonna fall away," and then when you fall away, you'd be like, "Oh crap." But no, that just shows you like how much she actually does not know you. She gives
He
a
doesn't.
promise for you to be a deacon, and then what happens as soon as you, a couple months later, you leave the entire organization altogether. So it's like, if she was God, she would have known, hey, my son is hurt. He's about to leave the truth.
He's working.
Second point I wanted to make real quick. That's all
Go
my
ahead.
first. Second point I want to make real quick is the pastoral staff of the World Mission Society Church of God. You guys deserve more, right? You guys deserve, like, I know I've been told how much the pastors make, the elders, this kind of stuff. Honestly, you guys work way too hard to be compensated so little.
I'm not trying to be rich. You
No.
think you think I went into this thinking I should be frugal?
Yeah.
You know, I'm already told in my interview you need to be frugal. But you just take everything from me.
Yeah.
You try to suck me dry. You try to tell me to snip myself, take my car, just get me sucked in. But you don't even, I'm not, guys, we're not even getting compensated for anything.
Yeah. And I'm
Me, I'll take it to my grave. Like, I want to share with people how they try to interfere with people's marriage.
go for it.
So after I left the World Messiah Church of, okay, I didn't fully leave. I'm keeping home worship in Colorado. I'm not gonna say where I live. Church already knows anyways, but I'm keeping home worship. And I tell my wife I'm not giving tithe or anything because of these reasons. I already read them before, right?
Yeah.
On top
Yeah.
of the lies. And I said I want to answer. She said I'll get back to you in a week. Um, Quan City Mellon said, please don't doubt that everyone treated you sincerely when you were in Korea. What the Kwansanim brought by mistake means that she mistakenly took it from the lodging. I also never heard the seal for the last Bible of Father. I asked it and I'll reach you next week. So this is what she said. And it's true. I mean, while I was there, they treated me nice, and I don't disagree. I was in good lodge. They lodged me. They love bombed me. They gave me a lot of food. But treating me nice isn't just treating me good physically. It's also mentally, meaning don't deceive me, don't lie to me, don't manipulate me, and this is what happened. And so I said, I believe everyone treated me nicely and respectfully. However, I'm an honest man, and I also believe I was lied to in regard to the Bibles. There were only 3 in the glass case, and I was told they were Father's last 3 Bibles. If she took one from the case, I don't understand how she could have accidentally come up with Mother's Bible instead of Father's Bible, the one that contained the date of his baptism in 1948. It also seemed odd that after I was shown the wrong Bible, I was then handed a photocopy of the page where Father wrote of his baptism in 1948. The photocopy bore Father's seal, yet the Bible in the glass case did not have the same seal. I want to be clear. I do not doubt the content of the Bible, nor do I doubt An Sung Kong's baptism, which I don't. But I do feel I was misled directly by the leadership, meaning like, why do you lie to me? I didn't even have a question about this, and you guys made it worse. This is especially painful for me because since my baptism, I have dedicated every single day, all of my time, and even my income to the church, only to feel lied to and led on. And I will wait for the response next week. Thank you and God bless you. Also, I do still respect my wife's decision to be with this church. She has her own faith. I respect it and I will support her. However, my faith is very minimal at this point, and I want you to know that. So I waited a week. Guess what?
What?
No text, no call. So I call. I'm in my truck outside my house. This is where I told you the call. They didn't answer. I come to my home. Guess who they message?
Your wife.
My wife. I'm the one asking the question. They message my wife. I told you guys that story if you saw part 2. I go down and I blow up. Why are you talking to my wife? This is my questions. These are my doubts. You should be answering me. Why do you bring my wife into it? Even the Bible says man is the head of the household. I'm the one asking the questions. Stop interfering with my message. They didn't. They call my wife. Please, I'm not going to go through all of it, Adam. It's already 1:20. Please watch part 2 if you want to know what happened in this phone call with head office, how they lied about the chapters in the books, and how every single one of you that has ever been to Korea, that has ever seen the Church of God History Museum, has been lied to about An Sang Hong's baptism date in the Bible. I'm not saying that he wasn't baptized in that date, but they literally manipulated me and lied to me, and they say everything in that museum is just a replica. This is a lie because we were shown the truth in the museum. So I want to get by that, Adam. I don't even want to go through it. Just it's 1:20. I'm trying to finish this up at like around 1:30. So I'm going to bring on the next part. So if you want to see that, please go back to part 2. I'm going to bring up the next part. Life continues. Talking to Adam. Been to Utah a couple times at this point with my buddy Adam, Quincy, all the OGs that left Utah, which is pretty much more than half of Utah has left at this point, guys. This church. I just want everyone to know more than half of Utah most likely has left the church. So now we'll get into the second phone call. After this phone call with head office, I started to get texts from a brother. This brother is named Brother D. I'll say. I won't say his full name. From Oklahoma. How's pastoral staff? He just keeps that. We're not supposed to talk to former members, but he keeps texting me. So eventually I'm like, yeah, brother, I'll tell you why I left. I'm not in pastoral staff anymore. He's like, brother, why? And I'm like, do you really want to know? Like, I shouldn't tell you. But he kept pushing. I was like, all right, come on, hop on a call. I literally told him in the call, brother, I have legal counsel. I said, don't tell anybody this. You said you wanted to hear. Then you agree that you won't tell anybody. This is between me and you because you keep asking me. So he's like, yeah, brother, yeah. So I start telling him, and he's freaking out, like, because I'm telling him the truth of what's going on. So he's like, oh, I gotta go. So he hangs up on me. He ends up blocking me. That same week, I'm pretty sure this brother always tells the overseer everybody everything, but I didn't care, man. If he wants to keep bugging me, if he's gonna push it, then so be it. Pretty sure he told the overseer, and again, speculation. And I had members block me. I'm not saying all of them did, but I had members block me. I could see it on my phone. I'm tech savvy, you can tell. And I just want you to know, think how weird this is, guys. I've been away from the church at this point, maybe 9 months. Since I left, my friends, people I knew for 6 years almost in Oklahoma. Guess how many reached out to me to see how I was doing?
0.
0. The only person that was reached out to is my wife by the overseer's wife, like way back then. Like months and months before. My overseer never asked how I'm doing, because we're never friends, I guess. All the members I spent multiple times with preaching, eating food together, guess how many talked to me? 0. They don't want to talk to you guys because we're told you shouldn't talk to ex-member. Okay, Dion obviously kept texting me because he was asking me about stuff, right? But you don't talk to people. So even though you had this closer relationship, how weird would it be if you had like a best friend or people you were so close to you and you leave a company for them not to talk to you? It'd be strange
Or
to
block
go
you.
through all these things, but they just cut you off. And then I found out I'm getting blocked, so I text my overseer And I said, "Wow, I feel like I'm being treated like the Jehovah Witnesses." I said, "I'm not saying they're as bad as the Jehovah Witnesses. I think Jehovah Witnesses are worse because their shunning practices are worse, but I'm not neglecting the fact that this group actually does shun. They do."
Right.
And I said, "It's kind of weird I'm getting blocked by people. Was it you, Eddie, or was it head office? You're acting like the Jehovah Witnesses, meaning you're shunning me." Just like Scientology, they do disconnection. Many cults love to disconnect former members from current members because they have something to hide.
It's a
That's why.
liability.
Because they have something to hide, they try to get people to disconnect. And I asked him, he wouldn't respond to me. So guess what I do?
What'd you do?
I call him. Does he answer me?
I don't know.
No. He won't answer me. 20 minutes later, I'm in my car while I do this. Guess who comes downstairs from my condo? My wife. On the phone with who?
The overseer?
Overseer and overseer wife. Head office. Eddie. Come at me, guys. Like, I will be honest. I don't care. This is so wrong, guys. Nobody thinks this is right. I ask you the question. Instead of responding to me, who do you respond to? My wife. Because you know my wife is faithful. You know she's still in. So you try to manipulate her. You try to talk to her. And then you try to get my wife. Even though I called you Eddie, I called you. I called you Eddie. You and your wife call my wife and bring her down. And I told you very specifically, what you did was wrong to me. Don't call my wife again because head office already did this. This is ridiculous and this is a joke. This is what happened, guys. So they continue to try to mess with my relationship in these ways. And then eventually I drop my videos. So I try to contact Eddie. And he finally calls me on not his number, but a different number. And he's like, "Brother, I don't consent to being recorded." I'm like, "Eddie, that's fine, dude. That's fine." Even though I'm in a one-party consent state, I said, "Eddie, if you want," I said, "record me. I don't care, dude." You know what he keeps saying to me, Adam? He keeps saying, "I won't talk to you unless your wife is with you." And he kept saying, I was like, "Eddie, I just want an apology." I said, "Eddie, if you just apologize to me, I don't need to reveal what either the church told you or what you did to me." I said, "I just want an apology in writing and on the phone." He wouldn't do it. You know what he said? "I won't do anything unless your wife is here, because if she's not here, I think you're recording me." I'm like, "Eddie, you're in a one-party consent state too. You could be recording me." So guess what I bring up to him? On the phone call, I tell Eddie, because he finally calls me, because I keep telling him, I send the videos to him, like, "I want an apology. I want an apology. I want an apology for what you did." So he finally called me and all this happened, and then I bring up, "What you did to Quincy is wrong." Telling him to inject that if he leaves, he's injecting tar, like black tar into his veins. He's injecting heroin, that he's unaliving himself. And I said, "The letter, those things you made me sign, it felt like straight up blackmail to me. And this is wrong." You know what he did after this? Guess what he said? He said, "Brother, I don't know what you're talking about." And guess what? Boop! He hung up on me. Haven't talked to him since. All I wanted was an apology. This is how the church is, guys. If he wasn't in the wrong, if the church didn't tell him to do this, then why couldn't you have explained it to me? "Hey, brother, no, this is why I made you sign those papers. This is why I made you sign all these problems and things you did.
You didn't even want
This
that. You
is
just
why I
wanted
said
the
this to
"I'm sorry."
Quincy." He knew he's accountable. He knew what he did was wrong. So guess what? He was scared. So he, instead of acknowledging it, he says, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he what? Hung up.
Also, even if you were recording, if he just says "I'm sorry," like, what's the big deal?
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Again, either way, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm in one Parkinson's state. I can do it if I wanted to. But it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that I'm just asking genuinely for apology. But you know you did me so dirty, so wrong that you can't even trust me with that. And then second, you can't even acknowledge what you did was wrong. Instead, you have to deny it and then you hang up on me. You don't say bye, anything. And the whole time, when I just try to get you to get an apology, all you're saying is, I want your wife here. I want your wife here. I want your wife. Stop bringing my wife into a church. Because my wife's a part of the church thinks they can use my wife as leverage against me. This is so wrong. So I really hope I I love my wife, but if they ever try to use my wife as leverage, Adam, I'm gonna be dude, game over, dude. That's all I have to say. Game over. Because at that point, you guys pushed the final button. You pushed it at that point. You pushed it. And I'm gonna expose everything. Because there's so much more, guys, that I know that I'm holding back because of situations, and I'm not scared. I'm really not. So this is my part 3, and now I've left the church completely. I've been out. So a lot of new things to share. So anyways, rainbows and butterflies now, guys. We're gonna stop being serious, okay? Seriousness is over. Adam, tell them about what milestone you just hit.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, to kind of switch gears a little bit, we're going from like super on the edge of the seat to kind of just more laid back now. Everyone take a deep
Yeah.
breath. Do the
Exactly.
Korean
Take a deep breath,
exercise.
guys. Hey,
Huh,
calm down, sit
huh,
back down.
huh.
Stop being like, "Whoa, what?"
I don't
Just
know if y'all
kinda
remember.
chill now. We're
Did you do
chill.
the
We're
Korean
chill.
exercise? Yeah. So
Something
everybody
like that, right?
shake off, do a Korean exercise, right? Loosen up a little bit. Not so
Feel like
like.
I'm in a North Korean concentration camp. Anyways, go ahead.
Yes, yes.
Go
So thanks to all you beautiful, godly, holy, amazing people who are subscribed to the channel and who have been supporting me for the past year, almost a year and a half at this point. We have thankfully crossed the 500,000, not yet. One day, but maybe. The,
500. Yeah,
the
500.
500 milestone, which I think is amazing, honestly, and I had no idea I'd even get here. So what does it mean? Passing the 500 subscriber mark? Well, it means that
Hey, I think Zongul Jaw's words might come to be fulfilled if I become a member.
yes, yes, maybe
So tell
yeah,
them about your membership.
maybe it's a
Tell 'em
true maybe it's a true prophecy here. So here's the thing, guys. So I didn't look too much into it. Not going to be. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't look too much into it, but apparently there's a membership and there's perks and all that kind of stuff. And I think how it works is when I premiere a video, you can like do like cool stickers and badges and all that kind of stuff. So go ahead and play around with it if you want to. I'm not really sure what that does for me, but mess with it. I don't know. But
early releases too.
yeah, so you get access to early releases. Also, too, the thing I'm excited about as well is the membership tiers. And I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I think it's
Dude, send
hilarious.
it. Send it.
I think it's
Tell 'em.
hilarious. But so there's 4 membership tiers, right? And tiers is like how much you want to donate or something like that. I don't remember the donation
Support
amount.
your ministry, you
Yeah,
can say.
to support the channel, right? But anyway, so if you wanted to be a deacon, you wanted to be a missionary, or you wanted to be an elder or a pastor, those are the 4 tiers.
Yeah, you can be deacon, missionary,
Yeah,
elder, or
so
pastor, guys.
whatever you find in your heart as far as you want to be a deacon, you want to receive a title, that's a sure way to do it. So it's going to be the first tier is deacon, and yeah, missionary, elder, and pastor is like the highest one. And I know the dumbest idea to be like, oh, see, he's just in it for money. Well, it's actually a lot cheaper than joining the WMSCOG. So
Yeah. Anyways, it doesn't matter, guys. You know how much time we spend exposing this group? Like
also,
work
you think running the
time.
channel is
Like
free?
World Inside Church of God takes your tithe, your offering, and then your entire income.
Yeah,
Yet they want to bash on somebody
yeah,
who's like spending hard-earned time editing, which takes hours,
yeah.
making thumbnails, descriptions, titles, and like they try to bash us for like, oh, you're trying to do it for conversation. Well, how about you, World Messiah Church of God, taking my entire income. So I'm fully down to
Yeah.
support Adam and his channel. It takes a lot, guys, to make these videos and stuff. So
And again, like, of course, like, running the channel, it does cost money too, but it's really not that much. So if you want to, you're more than welcome to join a membership. Those are the tiers. I think it's hilarious. And so what are some of the perks that I want to discuss too is what I'm thinking about doing is on the first and third Saturday of every month in the morning for like 2 hours, we're going to do a live Q&A session for members only. So if you're a member and you are, you're wanting to ask me questions or come onto the channel. So those are going to be member exclusives, membership exclusives, the Q&A lives that we're going to do twice a month. And here's how I'm going to do it. So if you have the pastor tier, which is like the highest level, those questions or inquiries are going to be answered first. Then I'll go to elder, then missionary, then deacon. And what we're going to call those Q&As on the first and third Saturday of every month, we're going to call it the General Assembly. So
I
we're
love
all going
it.
to
I
come
love
together
it.
for a General Assembly session.
The General
And you
Assembly.
can
I
do it
love that,
right
Adam.
from your own home. No trip to Korea necessary. So
Awesome.
you can be a title holder and join General Assembly.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm
Adam,
gonna regret that one
tell
probably
him
much.
what I'm gonna be doing.
Yes.
What's coming up for me.
So I want to turn the time over to Mitch for a minute because he has a super major announcement too. It just so happens we both have major announcements on this video, and Mitch is going to talk about this now. It's something I'm really excited for, and I think everyone should be excited about it as well. But take it away, Mitch.
Yeah, so I'll be open. Guys, I've actually been infiltrating cults for the last 6 months. I can't wait for the World Messiah Church of God to hear this. Not your church, World Messiah Church of God, but other
Other
cults
Korean
very
cults or
similar.
other cults.
Yeah, Korean cults, Chinese cults, cults that are very similar in doctrine to you. I've joined them. I've gotten their books. I've already worked my way up into leadership position in these groups, and we're doing two different documentaries this year. One on Eastern Lightning and one on Shincheonji. So I've been in these groups for a while to expose them, and I have great documentation on them. So we need funding for travel. We're almost done, but we need funding for travel, editing, color grading, because we're trying to make this very professional. So I'm starting a GoFundMe. There's another documentary I'm doing I won't mention. We already have funding for it. But everything's been out of my pocket so far for Eastern Lightning and Shincheonji. And these are other groups that are also deceiving people and leading people astray from Jesus Christ. So I'm really hoping people can support the GoFundMe in any way. I'm not talking large amounts. Like, guys, even $1 helps if you can. Um, or just being a part of my channel helps. But I'm gonna post a link on my channel. So if you guys want, you can follow it on my YouTube like channel description, and please support it, guys, because the more we can get, my goal is 25,000. This is helping with travel, not only for me, but other like special hosts that are going to be a part of it, special interviews, equipment, lodging, many things. So, and it's two different groups, and they're supposed to drop at the end of sometime 2026. So please, guys, really, I would really appreciate the support on that. It's a lot. I've already put a lot of money into it myself, my own funding to support these critical documentaries that aren't out there on these groups. So
Yeah. And I'll post a link in the description for anyone who's interested as well. I will also be donating to that. Was it GoFundMe? Is that what it is?
yeah, I'll do a GoFundMe. So I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna be. Well, I've already made the GoFundMe. I just haven't posted on my YouTube, and then
Gotcha.
I'll be sharing on my story as well.
Yeah.
And the more people that can help, it's really gonna help. It's really gonna help these documentaries.
And
And I'm gonna be very transparent. So if anyone wants to ask where did my money go to,
you're going to have
I'm
receipts,
gonna be
right?
Yeah, so obviously I'm not just gonna be like bloop, you know what I mean? But what I'm gonna do is if anybody asks and they're like, Mitch, where did the money go to? Where has it gone to? It's gonna be very transparent, guys. I'm gonna show everybody
Yeah.
where the money has gone for these documentaries. So
Cool.
It's going to be transparent, unlike the World Messiah Church of God with our fundings. So
And it's a lot
you guys
less,
can
right?
trust it.
I mean, if you want, and again, this is not contingent upon your salvation. Let me be clear,
No, yeah.
right? You being a member of my channel or this GoFundMe donation, if you want to, it's out of your free will, like truly free will. Like I will still be making content, free content that's going to be awesome and everything like that. So, I mean, and it's according to your situation too. So just know this is just if you want to, it's an extra perk. If you don't, totally cool. We're still going to make some really awesome content for you anyways. So no sweat. And again, it's not contingent upon your salvation. You're still going to go to heaven. Right.
Yep.
We're not going to
It
kick you
will
out.
contingent on your membership on
We're not going to
my
separate you
YouTube
from
channel.
anyone
I'm
or
just kidding. No, to be honest with you guys, yeah, it doesn't matter.
but
That's why I say, guys,
all
if
right. Well,
somebody,
this is the
we're not
conclusion of
asking you guys to give $100. If you can, great. But dude,
yeah.
even $1 helps. If a lot of people, everyone has $1, I would say, at least in America, and
Yeah. All
if
right.
people can support, that would be great.
Yeah. And yeah, so this is the conclusion of Mitch's part 3. We might have him back for some future updates and all that good stuff. Feel free to check out his channel, Cult Audit. Help him get up there too. He's working on some really awesome content. And really, guys, we hope that this has been
February.
yeah. We
Hey,
hope that this has
Adam.
been very influential and helpful. And
Yep.
what, Mitch? What?
Um, Special episode in February, cult audit. I didn't even
Special.
tell you. Not cult audit, cultish. Actually, Adam doesn't know yet. So,
Oh, okay.
cultish, February, when I come. Yep. But
Let's do it.
other than that, guys,
Cool.
there's only one final message. And everybody loves it, Adam. You know what that is?
Just do
We
it.
love you. We love you. We love you.
Well, now no one's gonna want to be a
What?
member.
Yeah, probably not. Anyways, this was great, guys. We
All
love
right.
you all.
All right.
We
We're
love
ending
you.
this. We're done.
We we love you.